Super 8 sign. There's a McDonald's. So yeah, we very much left suburban Omaha. See, it's old farms and just a couple of industrial buildings. And there's the Route 6 sign. Ashland, 7 miles. So we're on to Ashland. Crossing. That's the name of the outlet mall they have. Nice to get off of there and start going south, west again, get out of the sun. It's 34 miles to Lincoln. Yeah. Not too bad. See, gas is cheaper. That'll be nice. Fill up at some point between the cars. And I'll say that now, in case you don't know already, don't get the fuel option when you rent a car. Return it full. Reason being, and they sell it like, well, you can save a few cents off the gas prices. Average gas prices, you can always find cheaper gas. There's always very expensive gas that drives the average up. And yeah, it's a few cents below that, but gas prices you see at a gas station already include all the taxes. You're paying the price you pay. There's no sales tax or other taxes added. When you get it from the rental car companies, when you get the fuel option, the gas that you're buying, the full tank, even if they prorate it, it's taxed at the rental car rate. So that usually includes not only a sales tax, but also usually a tourism tax. A lot of cities have started taxing their rental cars and their hotels to tourists as a way of getting more revenue. So it ends up being a lot more than what you're seeing, and ends up being a lot more than what you would just pay at the pump. So don't return it full. I know people say, oh, it's a lot more convenient. Maybe. If you want to pay that much for convenience, I guess that's up to you, but I don't think it's worth it. So I gotta fill my car up. So here we're dropping out of the hills because we're getting close to the Platte River. The Platte River is right in front of me, and the Platte's a really wide river, especially this time of year. It should be really, really wide. This guy, if I can get space, from the snow melt and the rain. There's been a lot of rain. And we're also following a railroad track. Like I said before, railroads liked the flat lands, so and they just build it up a little bit. On a slight incline for the grade to avoid any flooding they can have for the most part. Because the Platte River does flood. Historically, it's flooded a lot. They've done a number of mitigation projects, but it's still a very flood-prone river. This is still a very flood-prone area. It's funny you don't see that as much in the West Coast, really outside of the Midwest. You don't see those big, oversized loads carrying those ridiculous cargoes that stick out to the other lane. There's a lot of trucks. Evidently a quarry down there. So here we go. Now we're coming up on it. So this is, and it starts with an L. Lake Livonia. I'll call it Lake Livonia. Maybe I'll correct myself. Linovia. Yeah, Linovia. Okay. So they have this lighthouse right here. This lighthouse has been here since the 50s, was. I think it was put in as part of this sort of summer camp development they have over here. Oh, Lenoma. Sorry, not Lenoma. Okay. And it looks like they've redone it. It kind of fell into disrepair. It used to be there's a little shop down there. I mean, not my time, not since I've been coming here. But there was a little shop, and you could go. There's the Platte River, and you could even go up into the lighthouse. But it fell into disrepair. Wow, look how wide the Platte River is now, all the way up to the other side of the banks. There are sections of the Platte River that you can actually, especially during the fall, you can just walk across. The problem with the Platte River is it's what I would call fickle, and it's known for kind of hidden currents and can be really, really dangerous. So you don't actually want to do that. You don't actually. It's just there are spots you can do that, but I obviously do not recommend that unless you really know what you're doing. But it's got such a wide riverbed, so when it goes down, it's just a lot of times just a few inches deep. Even in its main channel, it's not that deep. So you can swim across it. This time of year, though, it's going to be pretty deep, and it's going to be super dangerous because of floating debris and crazy current. It's so large that it's got some crazy currents, just like the Mississippi, and Missouri, which are also very flood-prone rivers. All these rivers in the Midwest are very flood-prone. So we're coming up on Ashland now. I'm going to take a turn off to go through Ashland, show it off a little bit. I like Ashland. It's a very cute little town. We'll see how cheap the gas is down there too, because they have a little gas station. So you never know what's down there until you get down there. So there's a BNSF train. I talked about the different railroad companies before. This is we're near Omaha. This is kind of Union Pacific country, but this railroad track is evidently owned by BNSF. Crazy guy fishing. This isn't really, I think this is part of Ashland, but this isn't really Ashland. As far as I know, Ashland has gotten some suburban people coming in. So this is the city of Lincoln water, so they evidently pump a lot of their water out of here. They, 187, that's not that good. This is it right here. This is the problem. Never know the Ashland is over here. I think there's actually another entrance, so that's probably why this is kind of a little secret entrance into Ashland. So there's the BNSF sign right there. So yeah, this is track owned by BNSF. This is probably the old train station for Ashland. Yeah, it's golf course. Yeah, they got some railroad facilities over there. So Ashland's, it's a viable town, but it's pretty much directly midway between Omaha and Lincoln. So it's gotten some suburban development. I don't know what creek this is. We didn't get a sign for it, but it's a nice new bridge. I think this may have been what they were rebuilding. For a long time, I would come through Ashland, and this road was